Welcome back, everyone. This is Emerald Mosaic, and I've been reading up on more about the swipe style of painting, and in reading and also watching another video, I realized why it didn't make the cells that I was hoping to make. So in the last painting, this one actually did turn out pretty good. And you can see there is some cell activity here, but this is not merely what you would expect from a swipe pour painting, and therefore I'm going to try again. So one thing that I read, and this is really interesting, is that a little bit of coconut oil can help to create the cells. One of the main things they talk about in creating cells is that it has to do with the differences in density, and so thus I added a little bit of this to silver, and actually that's what I'm going to use to create the cells on this one. So it's the Crafter's Square metallic silver that I took just 1 ounce of it, and I added a few drops of the oil, coconut oil, and we shall see. Now, I don't like wasting paint. This is the paint from the last, the wasted paint from the last paintings. So there's the multiple colors. There's some champagne, there's some white, there's some red, and the red orange and the rose, and yeah, so I've got that. That's not quite enough paint. So I've also got this pansy purple pansy. This is Anita's all-purpose acrylic craft paint. So between the two, and that's already watered down, thinned down. So between the two, and then I've got Acrylogy white, which is already thinned for my base. So I'm going to start by putting a good layer of white on here. I was reading that you don't want the any of the oil to come in contact with the surface that you're painting on, because then it'll just leave blank spots. And that's why we lay down a layer of a color first. Now I've got this set up on my spinner to help me out, so I'm just going to spin this out. I can see that it's off center, so I'm going to pull that back a little bit. Still very off center. Finding the center is one of the hardest things. Spin the other way. It's still pulling heavily to that side, so I need to put that more in the center. Like whatever side is missing needs to be towards the outside. And that's why you need it in the center. So apparently these are not enough to hold it in place by itself. And this is why I have more non-skid stuff. So I'm going to set that down for a second. And one of my little things flew off. Where did it go? Here it is. That's the dangers of this. It's an adventure, right? It's all an adventure. So I'm just gonna fold this kind of in this way, just so I have a surface to hold this on here, hopefully. And I'm also gonna not do it quite as vigorously. Pardon me. Okay. Let's try this again. Move that over a little bit so I can get it towards that. Or at this point I can just tilt it. Now I can see I could probably stand to thin the white a bit more, but I really don't need this to go off the edges. I just want a good solid layer over most of it. So I'm probably going to be adding more water to my white, get that over to the edges. Okay. The important thing is that it's covered, so mostly. Okay, there's that. Now, I'm going to take my colors and just like yesterday, I'm just kind of going to go over it. This time, I'm just going to go back and forth this way and then some this way. Okay. And then let's see how much I can get out of here. And I'm getting towards the end of the bottle. That's okay. I'm going to add a little bit more of this purple on top just to get a good coverage. You want the white you want spots of white in there, so you don't want to cover the whole thing, but I think that should be a good amount. Okay, now here's where the video I saw, they were using very small tiles and they used a playing card and they put their paint on the playing card to then move it over. And they were just like lightly going over the middle and then letting it spread out. I'm going to try doing it on this. It is all a learning experience. Repeat after me. Life is a learning experience. It's all about experimenting and trying new things. Wipe that off. Ooh, I can see some cells popping already. Some, not nearly as much as I would like. I'm going to take what's over here and spread it out over there. Let's see. Okay, we're getting some good cell action here. Look at all those beautiful cells. Okay, so okay, let's do this. I'm going to bring some of that back here and then back to the center and then bring, this is gorgeous already. I am loving this. Just that little, it was like 3 drops of oil is all that I used. And look at these beautiful cells. Just from 3 drops of oil. So I'm going to pour some of this off. Get it to the edge, bring it back to the center, bring it off of this edge. Oh, this is gorgeous. Off of the edge, back to the center. I'm going to turn it this way so you can see. Let's see if we can get some of it over there. I am thinking I need a little bit more of the silver over here because that side is needing some love. So, oh, not my white. Okay. I'm gonna turn this. That's the nice thing about the turntable. So I'm going to put just a little bit of silver here on the end and bring that here and smear that. And then smear it off the edge there. Wait for the cells to pop. Bring that down. Getting some cells, not as much as I'd like. Let's bring this off the edge. Bring this down. This is looking very pretty. Trying to get over here, there's a blank spot. Trying to get it to come down. Come on. There it goes. And then up here, bring this down here again. Wow. That is very pretty. Not as much selection as I thought I would see down there, but there is a lot down here, and as that dries, that's gonna look gorgeous. Trying to get that edge off the edge over there. There we go. And then bring it back to the center. Bring this down a little bit more over here. Let's see. Cover the edges a little bit, and that way it falls off better. Okay. You know, it almost looks like a geode. It really does. With all the layers of colors, it really looks like the cutout of a geode. That's really beautiful. Now, one more thing, since I have my spinner. Let's spread this out a little bit more using the spinner. Move it just a little bit that way. Just to spread those cells out a bit more. Out from the center. It's getting very off center. There we go. You know, I'm happy with this. This is just gorgeous. All of the cells through here and the layers, the mix of colors. I don't want to change any of this, honestly. This is perfect. And see, I used leftover paint, so it was not wasted. I did use a little bit of others. I just had a few, like 3 drops per ounce of this, and I didn't use all of it, so I can use that more, the rest of that later. And look how gorgeous this is. Okay, now the next thing to do, I haven't mentioned this part in my other paintings, but one of the things that you have to do is catch your drips. And I use this little stick, and I just go under the edge just to catch any drips. See, there's some. And especially then I'll come back a little bit later as it's beginning to dry and see if I can catch. Look at all that I'm catching. And some cat hair. And I can just use my turntable to help me. I'm getting a lot of drips off of there. Okay. I'll probably come back in 10-15 minutes and catch more drips. So there you go. You know, that's I am beyond pleased with this. This is so gorgeous. And what's interesting is over here on the foil where there's a bunch of drippings, I can see a whole bunch of cell action in there too. So yeah, I'm so happy with this. Yay for learning how to create better cells. Okay, so let me get the camera and bring this down so that you guys can see better. Okay, look at those cells. Oh my goodness, that is gorgeous. This is just beautiful. Even right there. Oh, wow. Yeah. overall, this is beautiful. I am so happy with this. And those layers right there right there. It just kind of looks like this center of the geode that then just opens up. This is gorgeous. Okay. Well, there we have it. And please hit like and subscribe. Just so you know, a painting this size, so just to get the size of my hand for comparison, I would probably sell this for $15, if not $20, just because it's so gorgeous. And by the way, on the other side of this piece of wood, it's wood, is a cutout of a mountain scene. And so it has this little piece of, if I can get it, this little piece of twine. There's a hole, and right there's the hole. I'm going to need to poke through that hole to make sure that the paint doesn't go through it. And so that way you can hang it. And so I'm kind of thinking, you know, with this on the back and then paint the mountain scene on the front, which I need to do, that could be a mobile. And then that would drive the price up probably to like $30, you know? So this is so easy, so simple. I happen to have a huge tub of coconut oil. This is just a tiny part of that amount. I've got a huge tub that is still like a quarter of the way full. So yeah, I'll be doing salt paintings with that. I'm thinning my paints with water and using 3 drops of coconut oil per ounce of paint, and I get all these gorgeous cells. All right, well, thank you for watching. Again, please hit like and subscribe and leave a comment. Tell me what you think about it. See you next time.